You're joining me on the last day of getting the Africa to Africa. We've had the Africa in Africa. Today the Africa leaves Africa. See you in a bit. Oh, so this is it. Darren and Alan are going to put some fuel in shortly, and we're heading to the ferry. Nice and relaxed today, no mad rush, lots of waiting around. It's emotional, it is emotional. Here we go, they're coming in to fill up now, so wasn't ready for that. I'm not going to fill up here. I was going to top the tank up with the last of my dirhams, but we got a little bit of a what? Little bit of a toll road, so I should use the last of my dirhams on that. Right. Get back to you when they filled up. Just arriving at the docks, and Alan's in my ear, but he's gone very quiet. I think. I don't know if he was talking even. Yeah, I must have turned him down. So I'm out. Yeah. Yeah, something on the right here. So Alan's just looking for a coffee shop. We're just rolling up to the ports. Just looking for a coffee because we got plenty of time. Yeah, this looks alright. So that's our boat just backing in now. A lot of faffery to get through customs. About 3 or 4 passport checks, ticket checks. Wind's picking up, that's really quite pleasant. Just waiting now. We're through everything I think we need to get through. It's just waiting, and then once we're strapped down on the boat, a little chill out, maybe get everybody a coffee, and a little short ride the other side. Probably see you then. Just going through passport control now, coming into Spain. Nothing really exciting, but there's nothing much exciting is going to happen today really, so I thought I'd do a bit of filming. Well, Alan's saying there is going to be something exciting. We're going to enjoy a nice meal in Gibraltar and maybe some good English beers. Expensive English beers, but very good English beers. I'm definitely looking forward to a good pint of Guinness and some pie. So I've got to go and check into my very cheap hotel, if you can call it that. I think it's just a room in somebody's house. But I got my own private bathroom, and after eating considerable amounts of Moroccan food, I think the other guests will appreciate the fact that I've got my own bathroom. Anyway, I better turn the cameras off because we'll probably get told off otherwise if I've got little flashy red lights on my cameras. See you when something else happens. Well, this is just a hard slog home now. We've really done Africa. Yeah, for me. Yeah. Said goodbye to Alan. We're just in the airport having a coffee. We were going to get a full fry up, but they didn't open till 9 o'clock. Alan's got a plane to catch, and I've got 2,000 kilometres to do. let's get this coffee drunk and get on the road.
Well, this is it now. Leaving Gibraltar, back to myself, just me. A long haul now to get to Calais in 2 days. That's the plan. A little bit later than I really planned, but not the end of the world completely. I'm going to get some hard riding done, get some miles done. I'm going to have to get some fuel, try and get some fuel before I get out of Gibraltar. It's just cheaper here on all accounts. I think there's a petrol station just up the road. Done a lot of walking today, backwards and forwards. It was only planned to walk to the Ocean Village, get a good breakfast. Didn't quite work out as planned, but it is what it is. Walked to the airport, had a coffee with Alan, said our goodbyes. It's going to be strange riding on my own for now again, but I can get the miles done. Not held back by Ashworth, and I'm away. So yeah, see you on the flip side. Well, starting to slowly creep the miles down now on the motorway. It's still pretty, isn't it? Obviously 120 kilometers an hour. I'm not taking it in that much. It's a pleasant temperature, and I'm getting the distance covered. If I wasn't to stop, I would be at Calais in just over 20 hours. I am going to stop, and I won't be there this evening. Calais is tomorrow evening, today is Thursday. Plan is to get to Bordeaux or further today, that sort of area. I think that's more than achievable. The holiday, the adventure is over. Just thinking I just want to get back now. Get back to my home comforts. Get back to my loved ones. Spend a day, Sunday, not doing very much at all. Let's empty another tank full of fuel. I'll see you later. Well, I think I'm approaching closely the spot where the scooter decided to die on me. I'm not entirely sure. I'm definitely on the same road. Not entirely sure where it was. I know it sounds like it was coming down a hill, and it just cut out. I think maybe a little bit further, about 50 kilometres to Seville, which is roughly where we were. Well, I think just as I switched the cameras off, there was where the dreaded scooter came to its end, as this junction here is taking us into the village that I was in and that the scooter got left at the workshop. I'm sure it was Libregia or lost something or something, so wherever that sign just said is where they took us off, and where we had to come back to pick it up days later. Never mind, we got through it. If you haven't seen what happened, take a look at my channel, have a look back through the last videos, and you'll see exactly what happened. It was a stressful time, but it all came right in the end, and we had some laughs once we got it all sorted. That was another leg of the world trip with Helmet Head, which is what I've just completed now. Another leg 6 it must have been, 5, leg 6, it was Morocco anyway. Just making my way back now, north, up through the centre of Spain, and just keep going north. It's just going to get cooler and probably wetter. Let's knock those miles out now. See you shortly. Well, slightly extended stop there to fill up with fuel. My phone wasn't charging off the bike, or wasn't charging fast enough off the bike, so it was still losing power even though it was charging. So I had to plug it into the power bank, turn it off for a bit. Obviously I need the phone for sat nav. Managed to get that back up to 30%. I've lost an hour of time, but I got a coffee and chilled for a bit just while that was charging. Back on it now, charging off the power bank as much as the power bank's got left, and then I'll switch it over again to the bike, and hopefully that'll keep some charge in it. Charge the phone back up off the bike, slow it down from dropping, and charge the power bank back up. It's a chunky power bank I've got, so it takes literally probably a day to charge to 100% on the bike. But that'll give me a good few charges. I've managed to work it out, and if I've got to keep stopping and charging it and turning it off, okay, it's going to slow me down, but I do need the Google Maps on to see where I'm going. So full tank of fuel again, just under 2,000 kilometres to get to Calais. Feels like I'm not making any progress. Mobile speed camera, is that there? I don't know. But I am making progress, whether it's slow or whatever. I'm now heading north, sort of cut across west slightly to Seville to start with. Come through the heavy traffic in Seville, which I wasn't recording, and now heading north. 160 kilometres on this road alone. That'll won't quite be a fuel stop when I get to the end of whatever it's telling me to do. It's telling me to stay on this anyway, so this is a long haul road, it's just stay on this. Put in the services when I feel like it, really. Yeah, time to do some more. It's really not an exciting vlog. Trying to make today exciting is not a possibility. Just taking you along with me for the ride, really. I'll put the cameras back on in a bit and maybe have a chat to you about how the Africa's doing and what I think of it. Mini review, but not a mini review. Mini review, but not a review. Compare it to the Pan. I'll speak to you in a bit. I'm just gonna get myself in my own thoughts, fire off this next tank full of fuel. Speak to you in a bit. Well, it's been a while since I put the camera on. I've been away with my own thoughts. I can't tell you how many kilometres I've covered, but I've had a couple of little stops. Yeah, I keep checking that and I'm getting good at that. I've remembered to do it up this time. Away with my own thoughts. It's sub 35 degrees out here now. It's mid-afternoon, about 5 o'clock I think, 4 o'clock your time. Just filled up again. I think that's where I left you before. It was I'll see you next time I fill up. So that's what I've done. Cracking down the kilometres slowly but surely. My phone's overheated, so it's put itself into night mode on the Google Maps, so I can just about see it if I shade it. I've got some 250 kilometres still to go, I think. So that'll cool down now it's in the wind, I expect anyway, so I don't really need to worry about it much other than I use it for the speed. But I know roughly 120 kilometres shows as sort of 83, 84 on this. I think it's about 80, but it clocks a little bit out, as they always are. Cracking the miles down slowly, I've already said that. But yeah, not much to report. I'd like to tell you where I am. I'm somewhere on this motorway heading north. I don't think that's quite the Pyrenees in front of us. It might be the start of the Pyrenees range. There might just be some small hills before us. I think I did have a look at the hotel I stayed at before. I could probably make for about 10 o'clock this evening. Haven't booked it or anything yet. Contemplating whether to continue on riding through the night when it's cooler, or to whether to get my head down and make an early start again tomorrow morning. Well, it looks like none of that recorded. Typical. Definitely don't think any of that recorded, or it froze somewhere and switched itself off. Now recording, I was just saying how the temperature's now I can see it freezing now. Yeah, it's frozen on my screen, so it's probably frozen on your screen. What's that all about? Fully charged battery. Look at the view. Well, no, you can't look at the view. I can look at the view. You can't. Right. Do a bit more. As you can see, it's starting to get dark. Just stopped for another fuel stop. I'm just past or just inside Salamanca. Just testing the cameras really, because they're starting to freeze again on me. Plenty of battery power apparently. And yeah, I don't know what that's saying on the screen now. Don't even know if it's still it's just turned the main screen off, I think. Oh, I don't know. That's where we are. Try changing the battery, see if that helps. Yeah, we're at Salamanca, somewhere near Salamanca. Getting dark. Still going strong. I'm wide awake still. I'm going to keep going until I know that it's not safe anymore. I haven't booked a hotel or anything. We'll see if I can get a late booking, if I need it, or I'll have a few hours kip in a service station somewhere. Going well. I'm pleased with today's progress. I think I can't remember. We'll have a look on the sat nav and see how much further we got to go to get to Calais. Do that now. So into the night we go. Battery flat on the forward facing camera. Not that you'd see much anyway this time of night. packing on another tank full of fuel, and batteries seem to be charging a lot better now. Guessing the heat, they just don't like charging in the heat. So I'll take you on into the night with me as far as I go, till I drop. Not literally till I drop, till I know I'm gonna drop. Or if I just keep going, wait till the sun comes up, it's a bit warmer, I'll probably be ready for a nap then. We'll just see how it goes. Still feeling good, wide awake, much better than the last journey getting here. I was really struggling there, I really was struggling. I think that tyre was sent as a sign to tell me to take a break for the day while they've got the tyre in and got it fitted. Still made it, didn't I? The Africa has been to Africa. And what a bike it is. Shall I talk to you about the Africa now? Yeah, let's talk to you about the Africa now. I've been loving it. I have been loving it. The one thing I would complain about, and I wouldn't complain about it, is the seat. And that's nobody's fault. It's how Alan bought it. Excuse me. He bought it with a gel insert, and I think it's just made it way too firm. It really puts pressure on all the wrong places when you're doing this sort of long haul stuff. I have to say, be glad to get back to my nice spongy hand seat. And I think Alan agrees with me. He's ridden some distance on it, and yeah, he says it is painful. I've not done too bad. I've got a little bit of my own extra padding, so it's been okay. But every time you get off, you've got to stretch and just want somebody to rub your buttocks. Hopefully, when I get home in a few days, lovely Steph will be rubbing my buttocks. Let's do some more miles. Empty another tank full. Ah, well, yeah, no, actually, I'm going to keep you with me while the camera's still recording. Had some sad news when I stopped. Read on Psychic Solo's post, Facebook, that he hasn't quite made it home. The problem with the final drive, and he's called it a day before it does any more damage. I know he's got European recovery, so that's something he doesn't have to worry about, but it is a shame he didn't make it all the way home. He's about 4 hours ahead of me in Bilbao, whatever you call it, just on the border of France and Spain. I will probably pass him, because reading into his post, it looks like he's not going to get recovery till tomorrow morning. Shame he couldn't make it. Well, he made it for the whole of the trip, and that was brilliant. It's a shame he couldn't make it all the way back on that ancient GS that he's put so much time and effort into. What a shame. We may be seeing more of him yet before the end of this trip. I wonder if we'll pass the GS on the back of a recovery truck tomorrow. We may pass him tonight. Who knows? Who knows? But yes, after that, sad news. Still going to press on. Still looking good to get to the tunnel for Friday night. It's now Thursday night. So if I was to ride non-stop, it's 14 hours and 14 and a half hours. Right now it's 35 minutes. 1,624 kilometres. I'm not going to ride non-stop because I haven't got enough fuel to do that. But I am going to keep pushing on while I've still got the energy. I will come back to you if anything changes. I just pulled off again quickly. Started to get tired. And so I thought I'd find a hotel. Tried to book the same hotel I stayed in Burgos. Unfortunately it's fully booked. That would have been useful to try and get my travel charger back, but that's not the end of the world. I found somewhere. Hotel Las Vegas, also in Burgos, apparently just off the motorway. Yeah, hour and a half away. Last check-in is midnight. It's now, I don't know what the time is now, but my ETA is 23:22. So that gives me a little bit of leeway. So it should all be good. Excuse me for fiddling with the mics. I get my head down. There's breakfast included if I want it for €8. I might go for that because I've not had much to eat today. So I think I will go for that. I don't know if I'll need fuel. Do you know how far is it? 150 kilometres. I'm going to be pretty low when I get there. Well, I suspect I'll do that on what I've got. It's not actually far since my last fuel stop. It's getting chilly now. I've got my summer jacket on, the less jacket on still. I've got a jumper on over the top. Not over the top, underneath. Which makes a big difference. It's quite odd. I'm going through sort of waves of hot, not hot, but warmer air, and then icy cold air, and then it gets warmer again. I've just banged the heated grips on. That will help. Not that my hands are cold overly. But I think I made good progress today. That's another 150 kilometres now towards Calais. Spend the night, get a good night's kit, get some breakfast, early breakfast. Helmet Heddle and Sidekick Solo will laugh at that because they know I struggle to get up for my early breakfast. My alarm clocks go off. Everybody else hears them except me. If I do hear them, I just swipe them off and go back to sleep. But yeah, no, I've got to push for an early breakfast and an early start tomorrow. So it'll be a quick check in at the hotel. Probably jump in the shower quickly. Quick video call with my darling Twattess. And then a good night's kip. This might be the last time you hear from me tonight. It might not.
This is it. The last final push. Made it to the hotel safely last night. Quite late. Got a good night's kip. It's an early start this morning. Pushing it from Burgos to Calais to stay hopefully in Calais tonight and get an early train back to UK in the morning. See you on the road.
So all the way from the hotel, just got to get out of Burgos or wherever it is we were. It was very close to Burgos, and it's all motorway work from here again, from what I can tell. Excuse me. Itchy eye. It's a chilly morning, but the sun's coming up. The think it's going to warm up again today, so I haven't put a jumper on underneath. Enjoying a bit of the fresh morning air. Hard ride today, hard slog, not a hard ride. Some 1,300 kilometers to Calais. I think that's about 900 miles. I might be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong. It stinks here, absolutely stinks. So I'll be glad to get out. I've already got nearly a full tank of fuel, and I possibly might stop to meet Sidekick Solo for a quick coffee, because he's on pause about an hour and a half up the road in Victoria, I think, or near Victoria, which is not very far at all from where I had a problem with a tyre. So I might catch up with him for a coffee, bit of moral support. He's not sure yet whether they're going to fix the bike. I think he said they've got to look at it, they've got to ascertain whether they can fix it or not. But there's every chance. They've only got until tomorrow to fix it, because that's when the policy runs out. And yeah, if not, he'll be recover the bike home and a flight for him. That's a bit of a shame, but the most important thing is he did the whole of Africa. He got to the Sahara Desert with us. An old yellow or big yellow, I can't remember which he calls it now. He calls it both, he can't remember himself sometimes. Old yellow, I think it is. That big old GS has done really well, considering the problems he had with it. He had it in bits day before, I think the day before he set off, or the day he was due to set off. So he set off a day late, made some brilliant ground, get into Africa with us. He actually beat me to Africa because of my tyre problem. But he made it most of the way back. He's still ahead of me now, and obviously I took a day. Once we got to Algeciras, a day in Gibraltar, or an evening in Gibraltar, to see Helmet head off on his plane. Tank full of fuel, fly down the motorway. Next time I see you, probably be, if I do get a chance to catch up with Sidekick Solo Darren. See you later.
I made it to somewhere just before Bilbao, caught up with Darren, Sidekick Solo. Yeah. He's had a little bit of a mishap with his bike. I've already spoke to you about it a little bit, but yeah, tell us more.
Well, the final drive on the bike has given up the ghost, and I'm kind of stranded, waiting to see what happens, whether it can be repaired or whether I get a flight home, but it's typical Spanish Mañana at the minute. So,
but you have got the advantage of your own European recovery at least.
Yes, fortunately.
Something I don't have the luxury of. So
I think it's the first time I've ever done it.
Well worthwhile, I'd say.
Yeah, it was this time. Yeah. So, yeah, just playing the waiting game at the minute and see when I can get home.
Enjoy. I'm going to enjoy another quick coffee, and then I've got some miles to cover. See you in a bit.
That's it. Left sidekick solo behind. Again, wasn't expecting that. He should have been a lot further on than me today. Bit of a shame, but it was good to catch up with him. He's a bit of a loose end now until the RSC, I think it was, he said. Sort out the bike and how he's getting home. He's got a few options, he's got some ideas, but he's got to follow the protocol, obviously, of the recovery company and how they want to do it. So I've got to fire on some miles now. Am I going up here? I'm not sure. No, I don't think I was meant to be going up here. Let's see what sat-nav says if I turn round. I thought it was trying to take me down here, but no, it is taking... Yeah, I don't actually know where it's trying to take me. Where is this one? Just looks, it's like it's a river, that's what it is. Why do they put roads and your route as blue on your Google Maps? Rivers look exactly the same. It looked like it was trying to take me on and then off. Well, I've reached France. Just come through into the first 130 kilometre speed limits. No border controls or anything, they just take your money for the motorway. And as you can see, they drive like the French. There's nothing in the inside lane, they just sit in the middle lane. But that's fine, we'll just work around that. Absolutely no point in you being there, not until you get out to a lorry. Oh well. Oh, struggling a little bit with motivation now. A long way to go. Just over 1,000 kilometres still. It's windy. It's motorways. It's boring. Just go on and get home. I just took an extended cigarette break. Regrouped. Had a nice little chat with Twatette. Steph. We're going to have to call her Twatette, aren't we? Unless anybody can come up with a better name. My darling girlfriend. Keeps me going. She gave me some motivational chat. And I'm going again. I've only got half a tank of fuel. So next stop will be fuel. Quit smoke. Not at the same time. That would just be silly. And just keep hacking it down. Keep on going. You missed the crazy filtering through the worst of the traffic You see it's still pretty heavy now. Bordeaux, or travelling around Bordeaux, what I can only assume is rush hour. It wasn't as good as this, it wasn't as easy as this when I didn't have the cameras on. And you can see it's still pretty hectic. But I can sit in the outside lane now at the speed limit, which is only 90 kilometres an hour, about 50, 55. It's not fun, it takes a lot of concentration. I wasn't going to put the cameras on, I was going to do fuel to fuel, but I'm going to get out of here. Then take a break, to be fair, by the time I get out of here. I will probably need fuel anyway. Looks like we've got more traffic coming up. Don't know how much battery I've got to take you with me. Switch you off now. And if anything desperate crops up, I will switch you back on just to save the batteries for now. It looks like we're slowing, and we're going to have to go for some filtering. If I don't talk to you, it's because I'm focusing when they do things like that. Alright, go for it. Well, that wasn't too bad. I don't know how much of that last spiel you got from me. Battery died somewhere along the line. But as you can see, if you haven't heard already, we're definitely getting north. It's getting wet. I've swapped to the winter jacket, waterproof over trousers. I'm just going to keep on going, take it a bit steadier. Speed limits are lower anyway in the rain in France. We're making good progress, but steady progress anyway. I couldn't tell you where I am. Just filled up again. I'm going to get there. When? I don't know, but I'm going to get there. Going to do a bit of wet weather riding. But the rain and the tiredness and the darkness has taken its toll. Pulled over a little service station, not service station, picnicky area type toilet area off the motorway, and booked a hotel. Hour and 10 minutes away. I'm going to be staying in between Poitiers and Tours, I believe, so still some really long mileage to do tomorrow. Yeah, just going to get to the hotel, get my head down, get an early start tomorrow, and get as close to, well, I should be getting to Calais tomorrow, and then just book the train when I know what time I can get there. I will probably see you in the morning. Ciao for now. So that's it. Oh, a little bit stuttery there. That's last night's day done. Heading away from the apartment now. A very nice apartment, clean, tidy. 2 coffee pods to go in the machine. I had one of them when I arrived, one this morning. Set me up for the day. A little bit later setting off than I wanted to be. Wanted to be leaving about 6 o'clock this morning. It's now nearer 7:30, but I obviously needed the sleep, so just as well. Better that I get the sleep than be tired. I've got a few miles to do today, a few. I've got a lot of miles to do today. I should have been going down there, but we'll just go down here instead. Now I've got a lot of miles to do today. I got 591 kilometres to do now to get to Calais. It's only set to Calais centre, so it's probably a little bit less to get to the tunnel. Excuse me. Still got to book the tunnel, book the train, and then obviously once I'm on the train, or back off the train in Folkestone, I've got to get it back to Somerset, which is, I don't know the distance, but it's about 4.5, 5 hours. If I was to do it non-stop, I'm going to have to make some stops for fuel. I've got to make a stop for fuel this morning fairly soon. Slowly pushing down the miles now. Just under 4 hours, 400 kilometres to get to Calais. Weather's been on and off, sunny, cloudy, wet when I started, but it's pretty chilly still. I can't see the display again. 14 degrees, I think that says, 14 to 15 degrees. It's definitely noticeable. I got my waterproof trousers on just to keep some of the wind off. Got my winter jacket. Good old Frank Thomas, probably the last journey this is going to do, because it's, I don't know if you can see, I don't expect you can see, starting to come apart at the seams now. But it's done me a turn for the last 25 years, so can't really argue. Well, I haven't been with you for a while, so I'm a lot closer to Calais now. It's been slow, steady, it's been wet, it's been cold, but I'm good. Well, I don't know how much that last bit you got, so I'm going to do it again. Well, I haven't been with you for a while, but I've been making some good progress. Just stopped for fuel. Jacket's blowing up like a balloon. The wind is getting really, really strong now. It's dry at least. It's not very warm. 125 kilometres from Calais for the tunnel home. It's mid-afternoon Saturday, so it's 20 past 4 here. It's 20 past 3 in the UK, so no, sorry, it's 20 past 4. I'm due to get to Calais. Just over an hour. So if I can get on a 5 o'clock train, 5:20 train, that means I get into the UK at 5 o'clock, which is random, but obviously that's just a time difference. And about 4 hours ride home with a couple of stops for fuel and cigarettes. It's going to be a late one getting home, late-ish, but I'm going to get home tonight. I made it here. Plenty of camera problems. I am at Le Chateau à la Française. I've just noticed on my ticket it says Friday to the 14th of October. It's Saturday today. I'm sure it's Saturday today. Oh well. Just had to call to join the train, so let's get there somehow. I've got back. I'll be back in the UK in no time. I'll be back in the UK before I leave France, because we gain an hour obviously. See you the other side. Back in the UK. It's been a long 2 weeks. It's been an awesome 2 weeks. It hasn't been a long 2 weeks. It's just been a long few days either side of an absolutely awesome journey. An adventure. Hasn't it been amazing? It has been amazing. It's everything I expected it to be and more. And actually, all of the I'm trying to think of the word, all of the apprehensiveness of making the trip wasn't really worth it. It was different, very, very different, and I think if I'd been doing it on my own, I'd been even more out of my comfort zone. But obviously meeting with Alan and Darren, helmet head and sidekick, made life a lot easier. I had to go across into Tangier on my own, but I had Alan and Darren had already been ahead of me, and so clearly knew what they were doing. I don't think they knew what they were doing when they did it, but they knew what they were doing afterwards, so I got all the information to say what they'd done and how they'd done it, and how easy it was, how easy it wasn't. It was very easy. I think they had a fixer, obviously, because Alan's a British Lord, Helmet Head is a British Lord rather. They had someone there waiting for him to help him through. I didn't get a fixer, I had to do it all on my own. But it was still worth it. Blimey, that sun is bright. It's nicer here than it was in France on the left. Possibly not warmer. Right, let's get out of Folkestone. Should need some fuel shortly, but I'll wait until I get there. Don't know what I'll do. Probably stop and get a cigarette. It'd be nice to see where I was going. I don't know if you can see anything either in this. Back to miles an hour. Already onto roadworks. Good old British roads, eh? Right, see you in a bit. Oh, this is the glorious M25. Back in the UK, it is some horrendous driving, as you can see. As per normal, they just sit in the outside lanes. Well, this is the joys of the M3. Down to the last 100 miles. Sorry I haven't been able to take you most of the way home. Cameras are just giving up rapidly, or batteries should I say, are giving up rapidly. Same old problem, freezes as soon as I turn it on, even when it's 100% battery. Gonna have to invest in some better cameras, I think, eventually, or at least some new batteries. But I made it, nearly 100 miles to go, like I say. 2 hours according to SatNav. Good old Google. It's taken me a way I didn't expect to go. It's probably the M3 due to some closures on the M4 apparently. It's the quickest way, I believe Google most of the time. I'm not 100% sure this time, but I'm going to follow it anyway, just because it's easier. Traffic's obviously okay this time of night. It's cold. It's very, very, very cold. Heated grips on the Africa. Just about do it. Not as good as the Oxfords I've got on the pan. They will burn my hands if I have them on full heat at any temperature. But I'm getting there. I am getting there. I said I'd be home on Saturday. I will be home on Saturday. I am so cold. I'm going to try a different theory. My hands are just not getting warm with my winter gloves on. They're thick, insulated winter gloves. So I suspect the heat from the heated grips is just not coming through. So there's a logic here, bear with me. I'm putting my mesh gloves on. They're much thinner gloves, but they're not insulated. So once my hands are already cold, the insulated gloves are not letting the heat in. I can actually feel the heat from the grips with my thin gloves on. Maybe this is the answer. Let's do a bit more. 75 miles to go till I get home. I can already feel the warmth in my hands. What I'm worried about is the top of my hands getting cold. What are you doing? You're just going to sit there. Alright, I'm just going to go then. Oh, that's HGV only. Oh well. I'm leaving anyway. I'm just going straight through. Oh. Yes, I can already feel the heat. But like I was saying, I'm just worried the top of my hands are going to get colder. I have got hand guards on this, so it's going to keep some of the wind off. Let's go. See what happens. Yeah, I can already feel the cold on the top of my hands more. But I can definitely feel the heat from the heated grips. Let's hope that transfers through. I don't know which was worse so far. I'll get back to you probably in 10 miles when I change back to the other gloves. Wow, down to 30 miles to go, just over, and this will be the end of one awesome adventure. Just coming back to you about the gloves, I don't think it makes a lot of difference. I'm warmer on my palms, but I'm colder on the top of my hands. Well, that, folks, is it. As they say in the profession, that's a wrap.